everybody. Welcome to Unmuzzled, a podcast. I'm Sarah Lauk, the host. Let's give it up for our sponsors. Thank you so much to Unmuzzled's presenting sponsors. K9 Cruise is the place to take your pet. They offer dog and cat boarding, dog daycare, pet retail, and mindful day school. With over 12,000 square feet of indoor space and a spacious yard, they are the one-stop shop for professional pet care in Chicago. Bark Pouch makes mess-free lickable treats for a delightful time with your dogs. Reward good greetings, treat calm table manners, or enjoy a quiet walk together with their easy-to-use pouch. With 5 irresistible, all-human-grade recipes in 2 sizes, even picky pups find a favorite. One gentle squeeze and a quick lick of Bark Pouch dog treats, and you'll enjoy amazing attention, even when you're wearing gloves. Kiki's Corner Natural Pet Foods in downtown Woodfield, Illinois, just a block south of CDH Hospital and the railroad tracks. Kiki's has all your food and health aid needs for dogs and cats. Kiki's Corner for a healthy, happy pet. Thank you, sponsors. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I use all of those sponsors too. We have partnerships with them. So thank you. So my guest that's coming up, Christine, this came up and I wanted to tell this story because I think it's actually a really important story to tell. And I think sometimes when I'm in Live Like Rue and we're just cranking out grants and giving money and doing events and doing care packages and doing Booker Fund things, sometimes you forget to like stop and realize what you're doing. and it's actually until other people mention it, you don't really realize like the impact. And again, we only can do that because of our sponsors or our donors, sorry. But we helped a dog. So we have a partnership with VCA in Aurora, which is a specialty vet that also takes on ER cases. They have an oncology team. So we have just recently started to use them a lot more for our cancer dogs. And there was a client there that unfortunately she herself had cancer, but her dog also ended up having cancer. So beyond the financial part of that, which is insane to think about, and for a lot of people, you don't really realize the expense of cancer in an animal until you're faced with it. And I hear that time and again, like I had no idea this is what this was going to be like. But what happened is we took over the care of Blue financially. And because the woman could not care for Blue because she was basically in hospice, VCA Aurora has an amazing vet tech there that basically took in Blue and said, I will care for him and Live Like Rue because we were able to provide the financial assistance. She was able to do this. Vet tech could not pay, $10,000 for a dog. But it brought up, I'm going to bring in Christine, it brought up this incredible topic. And like I said, sometimes when I'm in it, you don't realize, oh, well, what do we do with our pets when we become unable to care for them? And what does that mean? That's not just death. That could be me, breaking an ankle. I don't have kids. I obviously have nieces and nephews and I still have family. But in this case, this woman who had Blue had no family. She had a neighbor helping her. But Christine, welcome, first of all. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have written a book, and it's not even a book. I should call it more so a journal.
Yes.
But can you tell us, first of all, how this all came about? Because it's something I think we all think about our wills and like our possessions and our material things, but you don't really think about your pets. If something would happen to you, do you have a plan? So how did this all come about?
Well, it's funny. Thank you for having me. It's a funny story because I actually used to run a pet sitting business out of the south side of Chicago, southwest suburbs. And it was wintertime, and wintertime is particularly treacherous to walk dogs. And I had recently heard the story of Dr. Atkins, the famous Dr. Atkins from the Atkins diet. And a lot of people don't know that he died because he slipped and fell on some ice and hit his head. So I was just out and about doing my work, and I thought one day I thought, what would happen if I fell and had like a similar incident and either got hurt or died out here in the snow? I have 3 dogs at home. And it's one thing for people to know, some people, God bless them, they take the step of saying, okay, I have someone to take my dogs, but they don't go the extra step and document what that person needs to know about their dogs. So right then and there, I started writing a journal, a very detailed journal about what someone would need to know about how to care for my dogs. And it goes well beyond just the immediates of like food and medication. I really, really got into it and broke it down into like 17 different categories.
It is. And that's so if I think about when I go on vacation and my poor pet sitter, or even like our the people that care for our pets when we're just away for the day, it does go beyond food and medication. Like it goes, to leash reactivity, or can I touch this paw? So it is a brilliant idea, because I think it's one thing to like write everything down in a Word doc. It's another thing to have a little bit of coaching on your side with this book and this journal to say, here is this. Have you thought about this? And, in pet sitting, a lot of which you have experience with too, a lot of my questions in the get to know the pet thing are things that an owner would not think of. Right. And it's kind of brilliant of you to be like, okay, this is going to spur them to think of that, which I think is probably what the goal is with this.
Yeah, I want people to be as thorough as possible. And even me, every time I thought it was done, I would put it down and come back like a week or two later, and I'm like, oh, and then we can add this, or I forgot about that. And that's how it became to be the concoction it is.
Yeah, and another thing too is that you have one for cats too.
Yes, because I mean they are a popular pet as well. So I debated doing one for birds, for exotic birds, because they live so long.
Right.
And they actually have there's the possibility of them transferring owners multiple times.
So tell me, how has the book been selling? Have you gotten some good feedback? I know our friend Cassie tagged you on the post about Blue, which was awesome.
That was very nice.
Yeah. What has the feedback been about the book?
Oh, well, the first year, that book came out right when COVID hit. And that was not intentional by any means. But the feedback I sent it to a lot of, I was going to say bloggers. I sent it to a lot of bloggers and, people like that had some kind of media reach. And it was very well received. I posted the reviews on the website. So I would love to reach a broader, wider audience. Obviously, I'm thinking about, I've talked to some people about doing a commercial for the book and posting that on social media, kind of like along the lines of the infamous Sarah McLachlan, ASPCA commercial, something that's going to stick with you, something that's going to really pull at your heartstrings to move you to action. So, but it's been good. It's been good. It's not a national bestseller, but it's been good.
I mean, that's the thing. It's necessary. Like, that's the thing. I think, people need to look at it as something as important as a will. What do you think is the biggest lesson that you've learned kind of putting it all together?
I don't know. Just educating other people. Just, it's important to talk about this, just to get this out to other people. Like I said, it's one thing to, your first hurdle is to pick people that you would trust to take care of your animals, but it's another to have the forethought to give them the information to properly care for your pets. So I would say, keep the topic current. Keep talking about it.
Yeah, another good point is you may have in your head, okay, because I don't have kids, I want my niece to care for her. I want my nephew. And this may be in your head the perfect scenario, but the reality of what happens when something happens to you, again, it doesn't have to be as extreme as death, is that might not even be possible. So if I'm giving this journal, this book to somebody, and they have no clue about anything about this animal, what am I going to give to them to make sure that they have? And that's another great point by you, is that you don't, the perfect laid plans don't always work out. So really important to have this instruction manual for, what becomes a family member and a pet.
Well, that was something that I put on the back of the book, like the top 3 points. I said, first, you have to make the decision of who you have in mind. But number 2, the really important is you have to discuss it out loud with those people, because too many times people assume that your sister, mother, brother, kid, whoever is going to want your dogs. And they go, oh, no, I really don't. So you need to verbally use your outside voice and have that discussion. I also, on the inside of the book, there is an extra line for a second caretaker if the first one is unavailable or unwilling. So you have a little backup plan. And also in the book, if God forbid, as a fail-safe, if you can't find anybody, there is a list of resources of places that will take in your dog and not just keep them in a cage.
Right. That, which is also so important. So this also reminds me of the story of Comiskey. So another dog that Live Like Rue helped. And again, the dog had cancer, but so did the owner. And unfortunately, Christine passed away from cancer. And Comiskey is very dog reactive, dog selective. So her cousin ended up bringing in the dog. It was not ideal at all. And in fact, for 4 or 5 months, kept them separated, and then finally, brought them together, and they can now cohabitate. But I think the key was that Christine and her family really, they wanted her to know before she passed away that there was a plan, that there was an idea. I mean, we went as far as to NBC5 to try to find a foster when we knew that Christine was in hospice. But again, another, not ideal plan, but making it work, but not really having like a backup other than, okay, let's put this dog out in the media. Unfortunately, she's selective and reactive, but, amazing for the family to say, hey, we want to, and they emailed me so happy, like, we're making it work. She belongs in the family. We know that's what Christine would want, but Thank you for doing this. I think it's awesome. We'll hopefully get some people getting these books and getting a plan in place. But I really appreciate you joining me.
Oh, and I'd also like to say that if anyone is interested from a rescue organization, I do sell these at like wholesale prices or a little below, so that you all can use them in your fundraisers and use the profits for your organizations.
Oh, that's a great idea. Actually, that'd be great for our care packages too. Just, in general, I have people thinking about that. So I may connect with you on that. Thank you, Christine.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me and allowing me to talk about this.
Yeah, of course. Have a great day. And we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Please check that out. Really important. Again, something a lot of people don't think about until you, unfortunately, are faced with it. And we hear that a lot, too, at Live Like Rue. Like, I did not know how awful cancer was in animals, but really appreciate Christine joining us. So go grab that. Really, honestly, a priceless thing that you can have. So go snag it. Supporting sponsors, thank you. We can't do this podcast without the following supporting sponsors. This Valentine's Day, celebrate the moments of love and companionship with your pet, artfully captured by Kimberly Kingen. Her expertise and mission in pet photography is to capture those sweet, fleeting moments and turn them into cherished memories and custom artwork. Gift certificates are also available for the perfect gift. For more information, you can connect with her through the following email, kimberly@kimberlykingen.com. The Canine PT is Chicago's highest rated dog physical therapy clinic, and they're dedicated to enhancing the lives of four-legged companions as they age and or recovering from an injury. They also offer a discount for rescue dogs. For more information, please visit thek9pt.com. That's THEK9pt.com. Liz Starks at Guaranteed Rate. Check with Liz for the absolute best mortgage options. She helps when others can't and even calls it rescue loans. Buyers, sellers, or investors, give Liz a call. She can lend in all 50 states. NMLS number 224526. Anything is Possible is Chicago's premier dog training company. They offer group classes for every stage of your dog's life and have a talented team of behavior specialists to work through any issues that need modification using positive reinforcement. Check them out at anythingispossible.com. Thank you, supporting sponsors. Thank you, everybody, for listening and for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.